So I'm Jackson Baker. I'm going to be going over my social media plan for Troops Direct. If you want to jump to the next slide, Nick, that'd be great. So my team, I'm Jackson Baker, your extern. That's my email there. My two hosts were Elizabeth and Nikita, of course. And if we want to jump over to the next slide, Elizabeth. So Troops Direct helps to provide our troops with critically needed items that they request for their safety and for mission success. Because of contracting purchase delays or supply chain inefficiencies, our troops can't always get what they need when they need it. You can see some of the accolades that Troops Direct have gathered over the years at the bottom left. They also advocate for the military through public outreach and through education regarding the needs and risks associated with service. I'd like to thank Aaron and Melissa, our founder, executive director, and then Melissa, our operations director, for this experience, and invite them if they want to say anything about their organization before we hop right in. If not, Aaron, we'll just move right on.
So I'm right here. I'm Aaron Nierbon. I'm the founder and executive director, and our big mission in the grand scheme of things is, people from all over this nation raise their hand to serve, and we want to make sure that we're able to give them everything they need to perform their duty, whether that's life-saving here domestically at home with National Guard, with the natural disaster response, or anything in between there all around the globe. We just want to get our Americans back home safe to their families with missions accomplished. And that's been our goal since 2010.
Great, thank you, Aaron. Elizabeth, if you want to move on to our next slide, we'll look at the project goal. So our marketing objective was to increase the average number of online donors per month by 20% between the months of May through July 2022 to September to November 2022. So it's the number of donors instead of the dollar amounts of donations, just to avoid any complications that would arise because of like certain whale donors donating a lot of money. It's just a more useful metric. We can go to the next slide, please. So Troops Direct has a very large audience. You'll see Instagram have just below 2,000 followers with average likes of 5 per post, average comments of 0.2. And they post types of content such as photos and videos. And you see that they have a very low engagement rate. Jump on over to Facebook, they have just below 16,000 followers, a lot more. And they're getting an average of 18.4 likes per post and an average comments of 0.6. They also do photo and video content, and you can see the engagement rate is also very low. So they have a super large audience presenting huge opportunities to garner donations with the correct messaging. But as you can see, we're just not getting the engagement that they really deserve. So you want to hop on to the next slide. We'll look at their current strategy. They utilize platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And their audience is somewhat unclear. Doesn't seem to be targeted towards any group in particular. And the frequency of posts is somewhat sporadic, around once a week to like 8 or 9 days, every 8 or 9 days. And the type of content is photos and videos. And all this content falls into the categories of news, current events, holidays, thank yous to donors, and like testimonials from different service members that they have helped. I want to go to the next slide. We'll look at our proposed strategy, which utilizes platforms. Just wanted to focus on Instagram and Facebook for now. And the audience we're going to be reaching out to is those 25 to 50 years old, family-oriented, military supporters, humanitarian-minded, idealistic, patriotic, emotional, kind, seeking empowerment, right-leaning / moderate, middle class, and story lovers. Some of those are just like adjectives to describe who kind of the type of post and who we're trying to reach with those posts. But yeah, the posting on a frequency of around 4 times a week. And the type of content is photo posts and a few Instagram stories. And the 2 broad content categories that all the posts fall into are conversion and growth. So we'll take a look at what that means in the next slide now. So here are two broad categories. Conversion posts are meant to convert followers to donors. So as we may have discussed, there's currently not a lot of crossover between the people that are actually donating and our large social media audiences. So we want to tap into all that potential for donors. So we want to focus on building trust to kind of persuade them to donate. When you're considering donating to an organization, I think you really want to make sure it's one that you can trust. And to build trust, consistency is really important. So we're maintaining a 4 times a week posting schedule. We want to convey professionalism. And one of the best ways to do that is to lean into the impact the organization has already made. So communicating impact also helps to empower donors. The donor, you want to know that your money is actually making an impact, that you can make a difference with it. So we'll convey that by using direct messaging, highlighting the organization's accolades related to transparency and public service in our posts, but also doing that, communicating that organically by sharing some of the information about supply shipments that are sent out through our monthly impact reports. We'll look at those in a little bit, and also sharing messages received from service members, whether that may be feedback, testimonials, thank yous from them, or just requests that they send out for supplies they need. We want to utilize storytelling with these messages to not only educate the need for support, but also entertain the audience and get them to follow the organization's efforts. So to the right, we see our growth category. So this is all about growing the audience and working to alter some of the perceptions about the organization to be more positively received by a wider audience. So some people may be hesitant to donate to a military-related organization. However, someone who would not donate to provide tactical support, they may be more receptive to donating medical supplies, canine supplies, or supporting our National Guard at home. We want to make sure that our donors know that you are able to specify where your money is spent when you donate to Troops Direct. We also want to work to humanize our soldiers and use emotional appeals. We want to reframe the issue because at the end of the day, Troops Direct is a humanitarian organization. They do not support the war or the politics around it. They are about supporting people, our service members, mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, who make sacrifices and are often undersupplied. So in tandem with those growth posts, we also want to utilize hashtags to expand our reach and also engage with similar accounts, other nonprofits, just to really reach as many people as we can. And we want to use a tone, like a passionate tone, convey our gratitude, but also the necessity of what we're doing. If you want to move on to the next slide, we'll look at some of the posts that we've created. The captions are displayed on the right of the images here. At the top left, we see a sample of the impact report that I discussed. We can see that we have the time period shown, the supplies that went out during that period, their dollar values, and the list of our donors for that period. Like mentioned earlier, these posts are meant to help build trust for our audience, as well as to empower donors and let them know that they're able to make a real impact in real time. Captions include the dollar values of supplies, a thank you to our donors, and then of course, a call to action asking people to check out our website and consider making a donation. So yeah, those will go out on a monthly schedule. Down at the bottom left, we have some of the text posts that I've created, highlighting some of the requests, feedback, and thank yous we are getting from service members. Elizabeth, if you want to just cycle through the next 5 slides, it shows some of those examples. But they feature a short excerpt and the full text in a tile to the right. As discussed, these help build trust, convey need, illustrate the impact of donations, and then tell the story of many troops in the field and the obstacles that they face. I found that this type of content was really interesting to look into when doing this project. And I think it can be really valuable as well as interesting for our followers to kind of see what kind of stuff our troops need and what kind of stuff they're reaching out for. if you want to go to the top right, this is our, some of these posts are highlighting some of the other impact that Troops Direct is making. They talk about our National Guard supporting our homeland heroes. Caption reads, COVID-19, natural disasters, rioting, our guardsmen have stopped their daily lives to protect us. And yeah, you can go to the next one. There's just another version of that post. But yeah, if you want to look down to the bottom right, now we have just highlighting the different like ways that you can donate to Troops Direct. As mentioned previously, you can designate tactical, medical, National Guard, or K9 for where you want your money spent. And as discussed previously, I just think that's really cool, and people might be more open to donating to Troops Direct if they know that they're empowered with the choice of where their money's going. You know, it says designate your donation towards tactical, medical, domestic, National Guard, or K9 supplies, or wherever it's needed most. But yeah, there's 3 or 4 of those types of posts. And yeah, now if I want to move on to next steps for Troops Direct, if you just want to cycle through those for me, Elizabeth. Thank you. So yeah, want to continue maintaining a consistent posting schedule 4 times a week. And that shouldn't be too difficult to do with the impact reports, as well as all the feedback and testimonials they're getting on a daily basis. Really want to lean into that type of content because it's frankly easy to turn around, and I think it's really powerful. Want to convey trustworthiness, professionalism, gratitude, and then just the necessity of donors' donations. Keep posting those impact reports, the testimonials, the requests to highlight supply chain and budgetary problems. Found it very interesting just hearing about all the stuff that our troops go without, how they spend money out of pocket. Yeah, so just really highlight those types of messaging, and then also continue to thank and empower our donors, show how grateful we are, and just the great impacts that they're able to make, and continue to highlight the variety of causes that you're able to donate to. You don't necessarily have to be donating towards tactical military supplies, could be medical supplies, could be supporting our National Guard at home and all the great work they do. Continue to just remain neutral in our messaging, avoiding anything that may have people perceive the organization in any political stance to basically appeal to the largest audiences possible, and to engage with similar accounts, other nonprofits, and also to post more story posts and video content in the future, just to really show, you know, the nuts and bolts of the operation that they're running there. So if you want to move to the next slide, Elizabeth, I'll reflect a little bit and show what's next for me. So some of the hard skills that I developed were social media, digital marketing strategy, and then also graphic design. I hadn't had a huge chance to do that a lot, so that was really interesting and fun for me. And soft skills developed was just communication, although I was the only extern, like working with my extern mentors, and then the people over at Troops Direct, Melissa, Aaron. Remote work was somewhat of a challenge in time management, but with given the broad like due dates that we had, just staying disciplined with that. And but that was really interesting, and remaining organized all was a really good experience. And for me, I guess what's next is I just want to continue developing myself as a marketer, refining the process of developing data-driven digital marketing campaigns. That's something I wish I could have leaned into a bit more with the project, but definitely something I'm interested in and want to continue pursuing in the future. And just gaining experience on how to approach these marketing problems, being more efficient and process oriented, and just overall how to like evaluate customers, a brand, their existing marketing, and like selecting which channels to use, what's going to be most effective. and really just gaining experience, working on graphic design and remaining open-minded to new opportunities and finding my niche within the marketing industry. If you want to go to the next slide, Elizabeth, that's really my whole presentation. You can scan the barcode to the left, and that'll take you to the social media calendar, see all 30 some posts that we created, and my contact info on the right if you want to reach out or you have any questions. That's my LinkedIn right there. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys at Troops Direct for this awesome opportunity. My mentors over at AMA, really appreciate all you guys.